Well, this is exciting. Because we are in the flaming pits of I don't even know what right now. Oh. Too much sun, but I'm very excited for more Cyberpunk news. A couple of months, right? Because this is only episode 2 of Night City Wire, and yeah.
For that one.
You were what? You weren't there. What?
I was absent for the first Night City Wire.
Oh, you were. That's right.
Yes, I've got some catching up to do. You two are going to be way more in the know about this than me.
Well, I can catch you up now. We're okay. We can be heard. Don't worry.
Okay, sweet.
So the first, well, I guess, because we actually Eurogamer got to play a little bit of Cyberpunk since the last Night City Wire as well, and I think it kind of rolls into what this Night City Wire is going to be about, which is a little bit more information on the different ways you can start the game. So like your different character backgrounds, which as we know at the moment are going to be, you can be a nomad, you can be a street kid, or you can be a corpo.
Oh, cool. Yeah, the different types.
But the really cool thing about that is you actually start in a different place within Night City, depending on what you choose.
Oh,
Do you start with a different first mission then? Like,
Yeah.
that I guess gets you broadly the same tutorial and stuff. But
Well,
that's
no,
incredible.
Actually,
Holy shit.
the tutorial is actually a little bit different too, and your character background affects how you know Jackie.
Oh, awesome! God, they've really thought about it. That's amazing.
So, for example, in the if you choose Street Kid, you start the game and you're trying to do like a carjack, and he interrupts you during the carjack, and that's how you meet him for the first time.
Oh.
But if you're sorry.
No, go ahead. I'll ask afterwards.
But if you're a corpo, he's like a long time sort of. He's a long almost like a childhood friend kind of deal.
Ooh. So, do you start off like as a kid when you play this, or does it just starts you off as kind of like an adult?
I think you are an adult. I think you're the same age every time.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
But
sweet.
it's kind of just where you've come from, you know, like what
I'm
you're.
street kid threw me as if
Right.
you're going to start off at like 13 or something.
Sweeping chimneys in a futuristic city.
Exactly.
Like some like Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah. Oh.
You
Clean
mentioned earlier that
me,
you
governor.
they're going to show some brain dance gameplay, right, Aoife?
Brain dances are. I mean, I know we're all kind of like a little bit burnt out on detective modes, right? Like a lot of games have them, but I think brain dances are quite cool in that it's like so. The idea is kind of it's mostly used for porn. Within the Cyberpunk universe, that you can kind of plug in to someone else's memories and you feel what they feel, and you see and hear and sense what they sense, and but through your kind of missions in this, you so one of the early ones is you use it to like figure out what happened in a bank robbery, or you're plugging into an escort who goes to visit like this really sort of this was super wealthy businessman, and you're trying to figure out what happened.
So do you have to be dead for it to be used on someone, or do they have to like you can just have them unconscious and then you can brain dance?
They can be you have to be unconscious as well. Like you're very vulnerable when you're brain dancing. So that's something to bear in mind, and I'm sure it won't come up in the story at all. But
definitely not.
Yeah, but it's super. I just think it's really cool because it's not just like scan for clues or whatever. You do actually have to look around, and so there's a thermal layer which you can sort of like, obviously you can tell from temperatures and sort of seek out a cold thing or a hot thing or whatever. There's an audio layer where you can like zoom in and isolate a different audio track. So if you're listening out for something specific, like a gunshot or like someone whispering while your character was over there,
Cool.
Because you can use the memory files to actually step outside of the character whose memory you're in.
Oh.
Um,
I guess it sounds a little bit like Observer. When you go into like special detective vision
Yes.
Observer, you have like electrical levels and then
Yeah.
like other levels as well, which is pretty sweet.
very much that. Yeah, very much that. So cool.
Awesome. I'm excited to see lots of futuristic fashion. I want to see what the clothes look like. That's my main priority for this stream.
Yeah, and you know what? If you check out the video that is on Eurogamer's YouTube channel right now about our last preview, the thing I found really, really cool about how they created Night City is that they came up with like, I think it was 4 or 5 very distinct art styles that actually like affected the city over its timeline and over its evolution. So you had like kitsch and neo-kitsch and stuff.
Yeah, they put like that much thought into how every single faction presents itself, which is like true of today. Like you can tell what kind of like social faction people belong to, like goths and stuff like that, and like boho. It's a thing that's so often neglected in games, is actually thinking about how you use clothing to portray who you are.
Totally, and because it's not just like coming from an art perspective, but it does tell you like the socioeconomic like background of a place. Like I think one of the art styles that springs up in Cyberpunk is like, what is it? It's like practical or utilitarian or something, and it's basically so it's like from the proper slums where, you know, everything has to have a purpose. Like you don't have the money for frivolity, so like everything's built to last. Whereas on the other end of the spectrum, you have like kitsch and neo-kitsch, which is just like only the ultra rich can afford to wear that kind of thing.
Yeah. Like they've looked at people wearing kitsch outfits and just being like, actually, I want that. But like, I want that. We're going to make it rich. Oh, I've got a super chat already from the transient one that says, Ian is best boy and the most British man I've ever seen. Zoe, your hair looks amazing right now. Oh, thanks. Seriously on point. And Aoife, hi.
Hi.
Oh,
Hi.
hello.
Aoife, before the thing cracks off completely,
Yeah.
me and Zoe have already synced up our players.
Oh yes.
What numbers? What are you currently showing?
Well, let me
on
bring
your
us over
countdown?
to the stream count now. Oh,
Let's
it's
have a
no
look.
signal. That's really good.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Well,
Fiddle with the wires.
oh dear. Okay, let's just have a look at this.
I'm assuming that when you're playing the game, Night City Y must be like the radio station or something, if they have radio in Cyberpunk Future. But
Yeah.
I feel like it must be a hint as to what's going to be in the game, because you wouldn't just have like a random name for
That's true.
a
Yeah.
live stream like this, would you?
It just sounds
That
like a
sounds
really
like
good.
cool.
No signal.
Yeah,
Oh dear,
cruising
guys.
around in your DeLorean,
Yeah.
listening to Night City Wire.
Okay, you guys
Exactly.
chat for a minute while I try and figure out what's going on here.
Okay,
is
we'll have
fun.
a talk.
Okay.
Cool. Well,
you hoping to
Cyberjort's
see?
a DLC.
Cyberjorts, no,
That's what I'm hoping
Ian.
to see. Cyberjorts.
Oh my god.
So you can't be a rocker boy then? Because
No.
I've just turned my TV to a different channel. You can't
I
be a
think-
rocker boy.
Kitsch is kind of rocker, like it's very like in your face, like pink hair and like gold
Yeah.
and gold. So I guess that could be kind of punkish almost,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
a bit more what's the word?
I'm gonna grab another HDMI wire. You guys just chat away. I will be back in
Okay,
a sec.
okay.
A bit more neon-y, I think. Why would you want to be rocker guy in Cyberpunk?
Yeah, like in the actual tabletop RPG, there's the rocker boy faction, which are like
Right.
they're
What year
almost
does
like
the
8.
tabletop? What year does the tabletop RPG take place in though? It's in the past, isn't it?
No, it's the future, I think, but it's
No,
because
I
it
mean
was-
like it's before 2077 is what I'm saying. It's not like
right. Oh, okay, yeah. 2020
it takes place in
maybe.
2045.
Oh, 2045.
So
I
I
knew
guess
that. That's
it-
what I was going to say. Yeah.
Yeah. It is like 30 years before the most recent game to come out, so
Yeah.
maybe the rockers have evolved into like kitsch.
Oh, maybe.
Like it's
yeah,
not a thing that they have anymore, which is cool.
Fashion does change, as to
it
me, and
does.
then it stays the same since the 90s.
I wonder if we see any glimpses of the celebrity appearances, because I think Lady Gaga is in it as
Really?
Dizzy Wizzy. I think that's her name. Yeah, the pop star she's playing.
Wow, that's kind of cool.
But yeah, Grimes. Oh, sorry, Grimes is playing Lizzie Wizzy. That's her name.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's a few Twitch streamers that have had characters done as well. And
Really?
I don't know any of their names, but yeah, I think I saw a few random tweets about
That's.
it.
I wonder who they chose to reach out
Just
to.
like NPCs and things.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Can you imagine being like, hang on, didn't you get scanned into a game at some point?
What? Oh, I did, yes. I got scanned. I've been scanned, well, technically 2, but they never used me. One was for
Oh,
Home Front Revolution,
Right.
which bombed. because I wasn't in it, I think.
Because clearly they were like, "Where is Ian? We need Ian. We
And the
promised
other
Ian."
time, the other time was I went to Rebellion Studios and they scanned me in their scanning suite. I
Sweet.
never appeared in a Sniper Elite game yet, but maybe in the new one.
Maybe in the
I'll be
future.
it. Who knows?
Maybe you'll be like an evil general or a
Oh,
grunt
that'd be
or something.
awesome. I would be well
Yeah.
up for that, but I think they probably just deleted the file after I went, to be honest with you.
They were like, "Okay, that's quite enough, Ian. A real Ian is all we can deal with, really."
Exactly.
I wonder if they're going to show us like how much of the character creation screen, because you can like customize your genitals in it, can't you?
You can, yeah.
Yeah,
which
you can customize
threw
your
me.
genitals.
Definitely threw me.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm interested to see what they do with that and like how
What-
specific
yeah.
it is.
Like I know in the Conan game, you could there was a slider to
Of course there was.
elongate or delongate
Mm.
the schlong.
In Saints Row as well, you had your sex appeal, which you could change. It changed the size of your junk if you were a man and the size of your boobs if you were a woman. But yeah, genitals a great way to lead into talking about Cyberpunk. But I think the character customization screen is going to be one of those screens where like it takes hours to create your character, because God knows if Fallout 4 took me a long time, then it's going to take ages in Cyberpunk,
Yeah.
because it's going to be a big one.
Okay, this is an interesting conundrum.
An interesting conundrum.
It sure is. Hold on 1 second. Let me just see how we go. Oh man, technology. I don't think it likes this heat.
Okay. I could screen share my screen.
Super hot. Oh god. Okay, and now there's loads of...
What's happening?
Delongate, yes.
Delongate.
Elongate.
On stream right now.
Oh gosh. Okay, hold on. I might have to.
I'm excited to see more of
Desktop.
Johnny Silverhand as well. I wonder how much of they show.
Let's have a look here.
We vanished, but that's fine. You don't need us. We're in the void again, remember? The void is where we belong, in the dark.
One moment.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Oh my god. Okay, we're going. We're going.
Okay. We just missed the lovely Holly Bennett doing a little introduction, but
She's
I
not
got
got
her.
red hair anymore.
Yeah.
Looking gorgeous as always.
Choose your character.
Oh, yeah, there we
Oh
go.
yeah, here you go, Street Kid. Nomad or Corpo.
So let's get started. Street Kid, Nomad, or Corpo? Which will you pick first?
I don't know, Holly. It's a really tough decision.
Right, you think you're quite far behind, so let us know when you get to the bit with a car skidding in an underground garage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, who do we have here?
Grew up in Haywood. Whole street was my family. Neighbors helped each other out. Thought nothing of it.
I'm pleased to see you have not forgotten your roots.
Born here, live here, die here.
Childhood memories. Hopping buildings. running
There,
late
skidding.
badges,
Okay,
Sweet.
fine.
tasted blood.
Nice. Cheers, Slancha.
Motherfucker.
Awesome.
Got everybody fighting for
Oh, so they're showing us the intro movie for every single one.
I guess so, yeah. Could you boost the volume if you haven't read that already, Aoife?
Whose volume?
Do you want to spend
The streams.
Sure.
Scabs, or become a legend overnight?
Wow, look at that.
Have
You
arrived.
get to go out in the desert as well.
Yeah, I thought you went to Night City.
Cherry popped? Yeah, come on.
Sweet.
Yeah, you start in the desert as a nomad.
Kind of like
Wow.
a motorcycle
racing my
gang.
bobber for the first time through the hills. Oh, and first kiss in the middle of a synth cornfield.
Oh man, it feels
We
weird to see a
nomads
place
choose
that's
who
not
make our
cyberpunk. There's not Night City even, you know.
Choice forges strong bonds and a higher duty that stands solid as an old oak.
My family's in pieces. That's why I'm headed
nice.
for Night City.
Awesome.
Boomhead jab.
Whoa.
I'm excited to see Corpo.
Yeah, me too. I just hope it's super
Glamorous.
masculine.
You know? Camaraderie.
I know. I saw it in your heart the first time we met.
Ooh.
Know what I always liked about nomads? Your taste, no, hunger for freedom.
Okay, much better on the audio.
Good.
Corpo sounds awesome.
Claws and everything.
Nice.
Oh.
I have those reports you
So
asked for.
if there's 3 classes, that
supposed to be
means
ready
each of us can pick a different class when we play
The
through.
world's going to tear
Yeah, well,
us
different
apart.
backstory, I guess.
Yeah.
Listen.
The world's never going to find out.
If I go down, you're going down with me.
Fair.
No! I'm not fucking joking.
This isn't a request,
man.
V. But no way you're fucked, right? You're the one who fixes other people's shit.
If you work in Arasaka counter intel, you're always fucked.
Today, they got you.
I want to be that guy who is in like a robot armor suit who looks really messed up. That's the guy I want to be.
I want to be the dude that puked in the posh bathroom.
Of course you did.
Gotta have some skin in the game.
I heard you guys make that noise and then I saw that and I was like, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Bro, Arasaka is. And you're the pendejo who keeps him there. Work for yourself, live for yourself. That's the only way.
Champagne? I don't know. I like the color of Street Kid, but I like the messiness that Corpo probably is.
Corpo sounds most interesting to me.
So
I
good
love
to
like
see you again.
corporate
It's actually been a while
espionage and
since I've
stuff.
had a chance
Yeah.
to interview you about Cyberpunk. So I think for today we'll start with a question that everybody wants to know. How does the path you pick affect your time in Night City?
It actually affects your time quite a lot throughout the whole game, but let's start at the beginning, because basically our game has 3 different starts depending on your life path. As an example, if you choose the Street Kid life path, you have lived most of your time in Night City. You know the streets, you know the gangs, you know the slang, you kind of know what's going on in the, let's say, lower life aspects of the city, which can of course give you
Looks
lots
so
of
good.
opportunities.
It's so
also
weird seeing the
later on in
desert,
game.
like it doesn't look
But if you start as a nomad,
like
you actually
cyberpunky to me. It just seems weird to see not a
clan and
city.
nomad family. There's nomads that roam the deserts around Night City that we call the Badlands, actually value their family above anything. But for one reason or another, you actually left that family behind. And now the beginning of the game for you will actually be how to get into Night City
That's
and how to
awesome.
make a new life there. Then you
Saren
can also
says
choose
looks like there's going to be
actually
3
the
save
corporate,
files.
choose the
Like
corporate
definitely.
Totally.
That basically means that you're not at home in the streets of Night City or in the deserts of the Badlands, but actually inside a boardroom, because
Oh,
you
no.
rose the corporate ladder of the Arasaka Corporation, which basically gives you the ability to sometimes, read between the lines, read people when they're trying to do business, which of course can give you many nice opportunities later on.
So this isn't just about the start of the game. Can you maybe help people understand how this translates into the gameplay?
Yeah, so the thing is, we make Cyberpunk a real
The gold
RPG.
suit that guy is
Part of
in,
that
though.
is that you
Yeah.
can play your
Amazing.
character from the start to the end. And of course, we have these life paths affecting the beginning of the game, but we wanted to make it so you have your life path opportunities throughout the whole game until the game is over. And as an example, we do that by giving you additional options in dialogues. So I
Ooh.
can give you one specific example.
Interesting.
And this is a mission where you have to steal a flathead
Danny
robot
McNamara says
from the
next gen
Maelstrom
board
gang.
meetings.
Basically,
Can't wait.
Those Maelstormers stole that flathead before from a corporate transport. And the owner of that corporate transport, Meredith Stout, wants you to do something else. And this is an optional objective. And even within that objective, we want to give you some options. So as an example, if you have a corporate life path, you basically know what Meredith Stout is really about. You can read between the lines and you can get some additional options that maybe actually later enable you to do a completely different
I think
thing
Corpo
with the
sounds like the one I
Maelstrom
want to
gang.
do. Corpo sounds
And
really cool.
If you're a nomad, you know exactly some more details about how these Maelstormers would have even been able to steal a robot like that from Meredith Stout, who's part of the very powerful Militech Corporation.
But
As a
it'll
street
backfire
kid,
on you
we,
some
as an
ways, like
example,
the
don't give you
street
a
kids
specific
won't trust you
new
or
dialogue
something.
option in that dialogue,
Definitely,
because as a
yeah.
street
You'll be
kid,
seen as
you
more
do
of an
not have a lot of
interloper.
experience dealing with higher up people like Meredith Stout. But we want to give you additional options that fit your life path very well. So later when you actually talk to the Maelstrom gang, one member of the gang offers you some illegal substance, but as a street kid, you actually know what this is about. You can talk some shop with him, and that might actually make that character like you a little bit more.
So Philip, I do have a couple of extra questions for you based on the video we just saw. And the first is about nomads. So the Nomad life path, this starts in a place called the Badlands. Is this somewhere you get to visit even if you don't pick Nomad to start with?
Yes, absolutely. So the thing
Okay,
is,
that's
Night
good.
City is surrounded by this
Yeah,
huge landscape
for sure.
that we call the Badlands. And you can go there whenever you want. So as an example, if you actually do play the Nomad life path at the start and you are in
looks
the
so
Badlands,
pretty.
you can even see Night
The
City
whole
on
game
the
is going to be
horizon.
just, if there's a photo
And
mode, you're going to
we wanna
waste
give you the
hours in
option
photo
later
mode.
if you
Trying to get
want.
the
You can
perfect
pick your
shot.
car and drive out of the city. You can go there whenever you want. Thing is, you might not want to because the Badlands can be a pretty dangerous place at first because time has not been very kind to the Badlands. There have been many wars in the past. There's global warming.
Oh, California.
So most people that do live out there don't really
didn't
have
realize
another
that's where it
choice
was,
about
weirdly.
or are nomads that love this life and are all about it and are very battle hardened. We of course also want to tell their stories because we want to tell many different stories throughout the cyberpunk genre, which means that you will also find missions that lead you out in the Badlands or where you deal with the people living there.
So Philip, can you tell us a little bit more about the character, Padre? He's the guy we see giving his business card to Street Kid V in the video.
Cool.
Who is this man?
I don't think I've seen him before.
Yeah, so Padre is actually one of
Padre.
the fixers in Night City. And fixers are people that work as intermediaries.
I think we might meet a
So if
different. It sounds like
someone
they're
who has a lot of money needs a problem solved,
kind of like
they go to a
contacts.
fixer.
They sound
And a
really cool
fixer
though. I
finds
wonder how many there'll
people
be in the
who can
game.
solve that
Maybe it's
problem.
one for
And
each.
These people are people like
Yeah.
you, the
Like faction or
Cyberpunk.
something.
Fixers are very territorial. So Padre specifically works from Haywood, which is where you as a street kid grew up in. So you already know him. You might have already seen another one of our fixers who is called Dexter Deshawn,
Yeah.
and he works in a different part of the city. So specifically Padre, you might know him as a street kid, but even if you played other life paths, you might sooner or later meet him because he's operating in Haywood, which is a pretty big place with many good jobs. So if you want to make some cash there, you will sooner or later deal with Padre.
Philip, thank you so much for joining us. Now on my first playthrough, pretty sure I'm going to be picking Nomad, but for those watching, we would love to know what you'll be picking. So have a think about it.
I don't
and send us a
know.
tweet.
It's too tough.
Don't make me
In this
choose.
episode, we're going to be showing you another new gameplay video and
It
having
looks
a chat
so,
to Pavel, our
so
senior
cool.
gameplay designer,
I want to slash things
about
like that
just
with that in the
some of
pitch
tools
black.
of destruction
Yeah.
You just
we
see
can
the
actually
red blade
dispose of
flashing.
in
So
Night City.
cool.
But before that, let's talk about music. Because music plays a huge
Did you see
part
the
in
clip
bringing
of
Night City
Johnny
to life.
Silverhand?
Yeah.
Now, in future episodes, we're going to talk about things
Hopefully we
like
get to see
radio
him perform at
stations
some
and
point.
even
Yeah.
the original score.
I always forget that he's like a
But
rock
today,
star as
we're
well.
gonna
He's
take a
not
look
just
behind the
like,
scenes at how Refused to bring Johnny
you know, a
Silverhand's
figure,
band,
pop culture
Samurai,
figure.
to life.
Ooh. Samurai.
I wouldn't write these lyrics for myself.
Shoes and booze. Amazing.
So it's
For
kinda
some reason,
interesting
I'm
to
about
get into,
2
like,
minutes ahead of you in
minds
this
that are
presentation, and I
used to
cannot
describe
get it back
what
to
is
sync.
going
But
on.
there's a bit from the band Refused in here, which is I like the band Refused.
Do you?
You're a big fan.
Yeah, Refused did a song for
capture
Doom,
language that
2016.
is, and
Look at
capture
him!
language that's like a part of this game.
He looks so cool.
He looks amazing. He's so iconic.
Yeah.
There is a reason why we're here.
Huh.
It was Piotr maybe who was a fan of the band.
He knew Refused and he knew my voice, and he said, "Oh, that's a perfect voice for John."
Oh,
Excellent mosh
sweet.
pit coming up.
Yeah.
Not what I would have picked for this.
And
I don't
they
think.
wanted, I guess,
Like,
a
as in,
sound
I,
that was a
it
bit
In what way?
wouldn't have been
contemporary
what
from
I'd
when
imagine they'd
when
pick.
John
Like, this
supposed
kind
to
of
have
band
the
isn't what I'd
He's a
imagine
sort of
they'd
like
go
a
for.
Anti-establishment kind of guy.
I think it's meant to be really grimy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like hoarse throat.
So of course there are things that you can relate to, and like just like this outcast and this rebel that's fighting against like,
Nice.
the corporals, and that's definitely something that's been a part of my
Point a
life.
gun
and
at the
part of
crowd.
Refused life.
We came out of
So I
punk
love that you
rock
get to
scene
play
of
Silverhand as well then.
Northern Sweden.
Like,
like the future
playing a gig
version.
as the lead singer is going to be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So I think it makes sense. I think it totally makes sense for us to be here making these songs about him or for him. You know? So it's pretty cool.
That must be such a cool opportunity as
Yeah.
a band.
To make music for a specific character as well,
Yeah.
for like their iconography.
And then just sort of build. Slowly build sort of intensity.
We don't have a different mode than just going all in. So we really work on these songs, trying to make them as good as possible. But then they're not actually our songs.
I don't know why, but he didn't sound as I'd imagined Johnny Silverhand to sound.
No, exactly. That's
Yeah.
Because that's essential.
Like he's not throaty enough. Does that make sense? That's
Yeah,
what I was
definitely.
imagining.
And I'm here.
Kind of very clean. Oh wow, look at that.
It's like the voice we're representing here is someone else.
It's been a mind fuck.
So sleepy.
Is he sleeping or listening?
Oh yeah, maybe listening.
I mean, the shouting in itself is just like second nature to me because I've been doing this for a very long time. But then, when someone comes in and says,
"I'm happy with everything except for Azalin." Again, it's Azza. Azza.
All right, Boris.
Okay. The shouting's great.
Oh my god.
Think of that.
But I guess you need someone
Think
to give
of
that.
like,
You need someone to give that
It's a bit
feedback, otherwise
weird
it's not going to be
because
right.
It's a very different way of singing when you're screaming like that, and it's hard to sort of
Swallowing some syllables there.
adjust your accent.
Oh yeah, just try it again.
It must be so weird.
Frustrating.
Yeah, that'd be super frustrating.
Have to do it in such a specific accent.
Yeah.
It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great.
But I mean, I get it. I mean, we have to make
Right.
These are rough.
that this character.
He doesn't
this
hold back,
character of the
but I mean,
game
you want to get it
also
to
is
sound like
do.
Johnny
when
Silverhand,
I'm
not the
singing.
singer.
So it makes
Yeah.
sense. But yeah, it's a bit different to have someone telling you exactly how to enunciate things, because I'm not used to. Usually people are just like give me a thumbs up, and then like you think the things like the rhythm, and you think about the pitch, and you think about all these things. But then someone comes in and like, that word sounded weird. I'm like, well, no, that's how I sing. But
you're playing a
it's been
character, I
very,
suppose.
Yeah, you've got to make sure that it sounds like Johnny Silverhand, not you.
Times. Well, it's all right.
You must have to like overwrite your own inborn like how you sing though to sound like an American guy singing.
Yeah. Yay!
It's a very interesting thing to be part of. As a person that's not a gamer, I don't think I fully understand the impact that this might have.
No.
If people like these songs and if people are excited, then that's going to be great. I mean, we are spending a lot of times trying to get this right, trying to get it to sound like, like Samurai would sound, So it's quite interesting. It's a very different way of making music, actually.
Have Refuse been around a long time, Ian?
Yeah, they're quite an old band actually. But the New Noise, the song New Noise for the Doom track, the Doom trailer is kind of where I first heard of them, to be honest.
They did Doom as well.
Just one song for a Doom trailer, but it was awesome, really good, like punk rock, brutal punk rock. I posted a link to the trailer in the comments.
Or if you just want to watch anything again, we will be uploading everything to our channel soon. Next up, Pavel and I are going to introduce you to some creative ways that you can solve problems in Night City.
Oh, I like creativity.
Yeah. I am very excited for this section, I'm not going to lie. This is the thing I'm most excited for. Show me how to make things more deader.
Oh, it's
What are you
grimy.
looking at the moment? What's happening
A big
for
building.
your screen?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm seeing lots of guns being taken apart and put back together again.
No, you're way ahead of us.
Yeah, annoyingly Twitch, you can't, it doesn't seem to be
Okay.
Oh my
pausing.
god.
When I
That's fine.
pause it, it takes me through all of it.
Alas, nothing ever transpired.
Yes, please.
Oh, look at that sword.
Gear up for this.
Ugh. I wonder if you can change the color of the blade of the katana.
You'd think so. That looks.
I mean, RGB
Tsunami
lighting still happens in the
Necromata.
future, so...
Ooh. There are a lot of different parts.
Just think how much you can customize your gun, though. Like,
Yes!
it will feel like your child when you're done with it.
I'm so proud of you. Killing people.
This sounds they make as well. Holy shit.
That sounds very satisfying.
Yeah. You love a good reload sound, don't you? Just so satisfying. Yeah.
Yeah, you want a lot of customization options in something like
Hell
this.
yeah. Because it's not weapons, it's part of you, because it's so cyberpunky.
Thermal katana.
Ugh.
And listen, guys, it's legally distinct from a lightsaber, okay?
Yeah, it's not the same thing. Don't know what you're thinking about.
Yeah, I want some of those.
Yeah, they look amazing. So satisfying.
Did they like take wall climbing with the mantis stuff out?
Yeah, I think I did see that, yeah.
They took it out?
Yeah.
Oh, why? Was it too overpowered?
I think it's just couldn't get it to work in the game properly, I think.
Oh, man.
Are you willing?
That's a shame.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah. It's too far away.
Thank you so much for joining.
When is it
Now,
coming
there
out
was an
again?
awful
November
lot in that
19th.
video, right? 'Cause
Oh
it's
my
more
God.
than just guns.
Absolutely.
Want it now.
We have melee weapons, we have ranged weapons, we have cyberware, we have offensive cyberware, defensive cyberware, armor. We could talk for hours and hours about this stuff.
I think just for today's episode, we should keep it simple and let's just talk about guns. Can you tell us
Guns.
the different
Yay.
types of guns that will be in the game?
Just
So we
guns
have three
this
different
time.
types of guns in our game. We have power weapons, we have tech weapons, and we have smart weapons. Now, power weapons are the most similar to contemporary weapons. One thing they can
It's
do
the way
which normal
the
weapons cannot,
NPCs
is ricochet
ragdoll as
bullets
well.
off of surfaces.
Yeah.
Like,
So you can hit
every hit
somebody
is
hiding
hitting
behind
in a
cover
satisfying
or
way.
hiding behind
Did
a
you see
wall.
that?
Now,
It
tech weapons,
ricocheted
on
off
the
the
other hand,
ground.
use
It's
electromagnetic
amazing.
power to
It's not just metal
propel
stuff, it's
a
everything.
fully metal projectile to extreme velocities. What that allows them to do is to punch through cover or punch through walls to hit somebody who's not even aware that you're there. Smart weapons use guided missile technology to actually track targets in real
Satisfying
time. So you
AF.
can hit somebody who's dodging, running away from you, or you can hit somebody who's
It's gonna feel
hiding
really
behind
good to
cover.
start fighting in this, isn't it?
Cyberpunk doesn't just
wanna get into
contain
bust-ups.
FPS elements, right? It's also a fully fledged RPG. So can you tell us how you guys approached introducing those RPG elements into gunplay?
So I can tell you one thing, Holly, it wasn't easy to merge those two elements together. Now, we've spent a considerable amount of time merging the RPG and FPP side of our game. What the player will experience is that
Oh my god. This is going to make it very hard to stick to peaceful options in dialogue, is knowing all this is out there.
Oh shit, we've lost signal on the thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just a second.
All of the weapons look incredible, though. Like, I'm definitely looking forward to some combat shotguns just
Yeah.
absolutely decimating people. Because the combat shotguns can now shoot through cover, like through cover.
That is
Which means-
crazy.
I guess it's why they're a two-punch. They're a just double barrel, though, because can you imagine having a gun like that with like 12 bits of ammo? You would be absolutely destroying things all over the place.
We've had a super chat from Honey3000. Says, show us more Keanu Reeves, heart. Love you guys. You're all
know.
bright and intelligent creators by far. Your passion for gaming is inspiring. #1 best content creators by far are Let's Mosey, Cyberpunk 2077.
Thank you,
too
honey.
kind.
That's
Far too
very
kind.
kind. I'm trying to get our signal back. I can see it on this side, but
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't already planning what kind of guns I wanted to use in this game, as well as the backstory.
well, it's like what you were saying about like them taking out the mantis blades and stuff. I guess it's because like what they were talking about with like with trying to merge RPG and like gunplay elements. It's like there's probably loads of scenarios where you can't give someone that easy an out and then make it work for everybody else at the same time.
I guess it just means that in some levels you could literally just like whoop up into the ceilings.
Yeah.
And it might mean that it must break some environments because
Exactly,
you can just,
yeah.
you can work around them pretty much. Yeah, the smart guns sound interesting as well. Like there's auto aiming and stuff. Like not just auto aiming, as in the normal type we're used to, but like the bullets will track who you're trying to fight. Which
how is that not gonna be OP as hell?
Well, I guess it's because you need to choose when to use it best. Like, I guess you'd want to use it when you're in, or it might have a timer that runs down. Like, it can't be a permanent thing.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. I feel like they're going to give you so many tools to use in this game that it's not really about this gun is broken. It's more about, but does this fit into the kind of character I'm trying to play?
Yeah.
Because, yeah. You just want to pick. I feel like I'm going to end up just creating me in the game because I'm like, oh, this gun is cool, and this gun is cool, and this gun is cool.
Oh man, sorry guys. I think my tech is like just not liking the heat at the moment.
Not appreciating it.
I'm trying to bring it back one last time. Let's see how we go. Okay.
By the way, there was like when they were showing off the gun, they showed off one of the guns shooting someone with green hair, and I swear to God, I thought it was the Joker for a second.
Oh yeah, I did notice that actually.
It looked very much like the Joker.
I just want to see more of Judy. Is that her name? Judy Alvarez?
Yeah, that looks familiar. Yeah.
She looks awesome.
Is she the one with the blue hair?
She's got green hair like this.
Benjamin Allen says trackers. Oh sweet, she's the one with the thumb.
Yeah.
Benjamin Allen says that trackers might be low DPS or require a tracing shot first, which is a good point.
Yeah.
They might not do a ton of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, Padgy makes a really good point, which is... Oh no, not Padgy even. Scott2501 says that, like, if you have these kind of guns, what happens if your enemies have them too? Like, you'd need to somehow start to try and outrun bullets.
Oh shit, yeah. And they will have it, right? They will have that.
Yeah, they will have it. Unless you're given it as like a test by some scientist or something. It would be really, really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I am not finding a way to get this back. I think I've just overheated.
It's winding down now.
Yeah.
So.
Oh man, sorry about that, guys. That's just what happens when you've got.
That's what happens when the sun is heating up electronics to a billion degrees.
Like it.
Yeah,
they are not a fan.
It was fine before it started, but yeah, that's just the way it goes sometimes. But hopefully we can go back and maybe now that when it's finished, they'll upload something on the YouTube channel.
Have a
we can go
VOD,
back.
Yeah,
we can go back over it. But yeah, I'm glad that they haven't really showed anything new when it comes to the character backgrounds. Well, kind of showed new gameplay footage, but I think all that was already known.
Yeah.
But like
they did show the. Sorry, go ahead.
No. You go.
I was gonna say they showed the like intro movies to the different character backgrounds.
That's
I guess,
true.
To show you what kind of a world you're leaving.
Yes.
But it looked I think the guns were the main thing, which looked fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they must have so much to show off that like they can afford to take their time and really space it out as much as they want.
I wonder how many more Night City Wires there's gonna be.
I mean, if it comes out in November, when was the last one? Quite a while ago. Maybe they start doing them like bi-monthly, like twice a month or something.
They do have a lot more ground to cover, I'm sure.
Yeah. So yeah, someone's asking for a TLDR in the chat, so we could go do a quick recap of what we actually saw.
Okay.
So first off, we saw the 3 backgrounds you can have. Which were Corpo. What was it? Street Kid.
Corpo, Street Kid, and Nomad. Yeah.
Yeah. And the Nomad one has you kind of like, it sounds like you lose your Nomad family, which is why you come to Night City, I assume. Like you're bereaved of them for some reason or another.
Like as a Nomad, you're very much an outsider anyway, and then I think like something pushes you to want to come into the city. Like I've seen in the Nomad starting quests, you're in a garage and you are fixing.
Oh really?
You're like. You make little tweaks to an engine, like a car that you're working on, and like you're visited by a sheriff who's a little bit hostile towards you.
Yeah.
Because he says something like, "Hey, in this town you have to pay your sheriff a visit if you wanna," and he's basically saying you gotta bribe me, otherwise we're gonna have some trouble. And yeah, I think that's kind of what pushes you then to head in.
Maybe you kill him and you need to go on the run to Night City.
Or maybe, he messes with your family in one way or another or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've managed to get Signal yet, sorry, but their On Demand is up already.
Is it on YouTube?
Yeah, on the Twitch.
On the Twitch.
Just a link. Then last video.
Yeah. The thing is, it's my Elgato just is not working, and I'm not sure why.
It doesn't like the heat. It's getting angry.
I think that's the only explanation I can find, you know.
Yeah.
Because I've swapped out all the cables, and it knows something's going on. It just doesn't want to work.
Talking about the heat, most people are going to be wanting to spend time in Night City, I reckon. But the footage of the Badlands to me looked awesome, like proper Mad Maxy. I
kind
really
of
wanna...
terrifies me, like because that means that there's Night City and another entirely different environment that you can be exploring, which is like almost overwhelming.
Yeah,
I know. Oh, it's going to be mad. But yeah, like I like the idea of just like hanging out, doing Mad Maxy stuff out in the Badlands.
It's kind of GTA 5 as well, like out in like the sticks. But but it's like you've got that huge area. Night City itself is divided into like a bunch of different districts. Yeah. And then you've kind of got like the elite area, which I assume you kind of get shoved out of as a corpo pretty quickly.
Yeah, I imagine like as a corpo, surely you must like someone shoves you out of your job, maybe like you're the victim of some kind of plan
double
by
cross.
some of the corporate guy. Yeah, because in the corpo headquarters at the beginning, you could hear other people being like, "If I go down, I'm taking you down with me." Like it sounds really
cutthroat,
really, really ruthless. So I bet you get caught up in something.
That'd be like super. That'd be really. That interests me most from a story perspective. But
yeah, me too.
I don't know. I get the feeling that Street Kid is kind of the most like pure Night City experience.
Yeah, I think so. That's you literally grow up on the streets, isn't it? Like you know one bit of the city like the back of your hand.
Which one is kind of appealing to you most, Ian?
Nomad, definitely.
Really?
For the Badlands stuff, yeah.
Okay, interesting.
What about you, Aoife?
I don't know. I mean, if Ian's going Nomad and you're going Corpo, maybe I'll go Street Kid just to even us all out.
Yeah, to make sure we're on the same page.
So we all get something a little bit different, you know?
I'm a big fan of Corpo.
Let's see how.
But yeah, I think they're all going to come with their downsides. Like, there's going to be certain factions that are just going to immediately look down their nose at you because you're not like them.
Yeah. And then there's going to be quests that you have an in one way or another, and it's like you can walk straight through it. Whereas in others, you just won't have that kind of like sail through it option.
Definitely.
Like they mentioned with Meredith, like you can read between the lines and sort of talk corpo to corpo with her, but obviously if you have another path, then you won't have that option.
Yeah, you'll just be completely out of your depth.
Sounds quite Deus Ex-y almost.
It's super Deus Ex-y, yeah. And that was the thing that really impressed us when we got our hands on with the game. It is very much, it's kind of like Deus Ex crossed with GTA a little bit, I suppose.
Awesome.
Yeah. Ian, tell us more about Refused though, because I don't know a lot about them, but
they've been around since the 90s, I think. They're like I think, I'm not 100% without googling, I think they might be Swedish. They're like
they were
European like punk rock band, and they have very screamy and very, very angry, very political. A lot of their lyrics are as a good punk band should be. But I loved because I was a couple of minutes ahead of you, so I wanted to say like, oh look, mosh pit scenes and stuff like that. I reckon like going to see Johnny Silverhands and hopefully like being in, maybe you can go into the front row of a gig and watch a full set. Who knows if they're getting a full band to record.
You could see like
songs.
You could see in the gameplay that you were Johnny Silverhand for like a big chunk of that. So I think you must be able to see through his eyes at certain points of the game. Like at parts, you kind of see what he was doing. And also,
maybe that's brain dancing.
Gun at the crowd.
Maybe that's.
Why are you pointing a gun at the? That's brain dancing. You're saying.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
It's not been confirmed or anything that Johnny Silverhands dies, does it? But maybe that's what's happening. Maybe.
I thought that was how he appeared in your head. Like he's not actually. Maybe I imagined that. Maybe I dreamt it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm just guessing now because I've not got a huge amount of knowledge on the Johnny Silverhands character at all.
So
but
if
that would be pretty cool if if you were having to solve his murder and you were braindancing, you were watching the gig from his perspective.
That'd be amazing. I mean, he was pointing a gun at the audience, so like someone might have just fired back.
Maybe.
But I think in the image that Aoife has on the screen right now with the male V and Johnny Silverhands behind him, Johnny Silverhands does have like a kind of like almost cybernetic mirage effect on him.
Oh, he does.
Like
yeah,
he's not really there, which makes me think he might not be alive anymore. He might just be something that you think about in your head.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Because otherwise, when you just have him there as a character rather than being like, ooh, maybe he's here, maybe he's not.
Maybe he's like, what is it? Is it Hatsune Miku? Who's the virtual pop
Hatsune
star?
Miku, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
that you install in
Hatsune, that's the one.
And they actually change the
but yeah,
it looked
pretty good. I'm excited.
Damage.
It was quite short as well, only half an hour.
Yeah, I'm bringing up a window of things that we missed now, just to see if there was anything exciting towards the end. Finding a little workaround, you know.
Yeah. They did a lot of talk about the different weapon types, more of it.
Why don't you tell us about your favourite weapon?
But yeah.
Which is your favourite
With weapons, so we know with weapons that bullets can shoot around corners, some guns can shoot through cover.
Nice.
And there's something called gorilla hands or something, as well as mantis blades, which I assume are just like, you must be able to do a jump and then a massive slam at the end, don't you think? That's
that
like
sounds pretty cool, actually.
You need nice hands. No,
you need nice hands.
Sam Bilks says there's a module for the tabletop RPG where Silverhand starts a riot and dies in the process several years before the game is set. So I think that's the canon one. So
okay, that's cool.
Maybe he's dead. Maybe he's not gonna
brought
hologram.
up looking at these weapons again. We can have a little joke.
However, you can cut a person clean in
Which
half.
ones stand out to you?
Another shotgun that I
I mean, always a big fan of shotguns.
Yeah, I love a good combat shotgun.
Yeah. And like, yeah, I think I like that they're kind of giving every sort of little reveal of the game a bit of fanfare, right? Like,
yeah, they're not smushing it all up into one video. They're actually taking their time to like explain them rather than just like, oh, there's this and this and this and this.
Yeah, they clearly want to celebrate it, like, quite a lot.
I'm a big fan of the homing bullets, though. They look cool, and they're going to be great for my sausage aim.
Yeah. Anyway, well, let's call it there. And yeah, apologies again for the tech issues. I will try and figure that out. I know. It's far too warm, you guys. But yeah, do keep your eyes on the channel. We will definitely have more Cyberpunk 2077 content coming up very soon. We've got a very fun video coming up tomorrow. And plenty more streams coming up this week too. So
yeah,
yeah,
a good one.
Make sure and sub, and we will see you again next time. Bye.
I'm going to wave goodbye with my Ian flesh hands. Bye.
Bye.